Today I'm with Charlie Ludden and Sarah Nichols with Project Transformation. I just did a great visit with Ben Felder about their efforts to coordinate all the different groups that are trying to help Oklahoma City schools. And these folks are among those groups that are trying to do some good work, but they're doing it statewide. Charlie, Sarah, you came over here very quickly. You are located down the street. So you're part of the Uptown community, really.
We are. We both live here and we work here.
So you live in this area?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's changing pretty rapidly, isn't it?
Yeah, we love it.
You are located near OCU. Your group is associated with Methodist Church. And you said you've been around since 2002. Talk to us about Project Transformation.
Well, Project Transformation is essentially a summer camp that focuses on literacy for elementary age students throughout Oklahoma who live in low-income communities. So we employ 50 college students every year. They become AmeriCorps members through our partnership with AmeriCorps to lead a summer camp Monday through Thursday, where kids work with volunteers on their literacy, on science, on art, on recreation, and they also have infinite experiences with culture and field trips and all sorts of things. So that's basically what PT is.
I was talking with some police officers earlier this week, and it was either with them, I think with a couple of different people, where I learned that law enforcement looks at literacy levels among third graders to determine what kind of jail housing they need. And
yeah, that is a statistic we're familiar with. Absolutely.
That's just tragic.
Yeah, and I think we read this week, we were actually using some newer statistics to inform our work, that 70% of inmates in the United States don't read above a 4th grade reading level.
So that's a predictor of what your community is looking at.
Yeah.
So we have to get literacy improved if we want to have a safer community.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that is, Charlie and I, like we said, we live in this community, which in a lot of ways, in a lot of pockets, is low income and faces a lot of issues with crime and illiteracy. And so we live here, we work here, we're highly invested in our work through Project Transformation and making that statistic null and void. Because there's no reason any child in Oklahoma shouldn't be at or above their grade level in reading.
So talk to me about some of the numbers you deal with each year and what kind of work you're doing out there.
Oh yeah, I'm going to shoot it to Charlie. He's kind of our numbers guy. He's good with the statistics.
This year we had 461 students that were in our program. We have 8 sites spread around the state. We have a site in Mangum, Oklahoma, Reno, 2 in Tulsa, 1 in Oklahoma City, 1 in Moore, 1 in Barnesville, and 1 in Muskogee. So we try to make sure we reach as many people as we possibly can. So we spread those 50 members that we have all throughout the state so they can really get into different communities and areas where they can really help and be a part of changing and helping so many different kids. This year we maintained 76% of the children that were in our program maintained their reading level. Any educator knows summertime's a scary moment for teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Kids get out of school, they don't want to pick up a book, they decline, so they start back to school and they have to play catch up. We were able to put 76% of our kids to at least maintain where they were. 21% of our kids improved up a grade level or more.
Part of the challenge is trying to get the kids to want to read. How do you do that?
Okay, I love to talk about our volunteers. We have volunteers. So we have partner churches in the communities and partner organizations who come to our sites and bring about 12 to 15 volunteers a day for the week of a program. And those volunteers sit with our campers and the campers read to the volunteers. The volunteers make notes about how the camper is reading on the level that they've been assessed at so that our AmeriCorps member who's in charge of reading can then inform the next volunteer. So our volunteers, this year we had over 800 volunteers serve over 10,000 hours in 8 weeks. I mean, they are incredible. They're essential to our program. And one of the reasons the kids are excited to go back to camp and read is because they get to sit with either a new volunteer or the same volunteer and develop relationships, a lot of times with folks that they wouldn't be sitting with and talking to in their community any other time of the year.
Are there any favorite anecdotes or success stories you like to share?
Oh, Tulsa.
Talk about that.
Our Southern Hills site in Tulsa, Southern Hills United Methodist, serves next to an elementary school, and now I know if I say it on camera, I'm going to get it wrong because they both start with an M. And I know our site coordinator is going to lose it about this, but
we'll forgive you.
McClure Elementary School, I think it is. But either way, at one of our schools where we pull a lot of kids into our Southern Hills Tulsa program, they came back to our site coordinator there and let her know that the kids who went to Project Transformation passed the 3rd grade reading test last year.
Wow.
We were so ecstatic. So we've got bigger stories like that, and then I would say smaller stories that seem really big to me. Foster children, we serve a lot of foster kids. So here in Oklahoma City at our Chapel Hill site in the Village, 40% of the kids who are there are foster kids. We had one this year, we can't go into details, but he had experienced a lot of unbelievable trauma and abuse. I mean, you talk about bad news stories.
Yeah.
We met this kid, our AmeriCorps members met this kid and just were really appalled by what his life had been up to the point of being with an incredible foster mom who takes kids to Project Transformation every year. When I sat and read with him in week 3, he couldn't get through 3/4 of the alphabet and only wanted to do it a couple times. Really struggled. And I'm a former educator, so I had a lot of tricks up my sleeve. I can be pretty manipulative, and he just wouldn't do it. By the end of camp, he could name every letter in the alphabet in any order. He was going around and spelling out signs. So he's entering 1st grade, still not where he needs to be, but during the summer he learned his alphabet, and he spent time with lots and lots of different kinds of adults who really respected him and treated him well and showed him a lot of appropriate love, which he really, really desperately needed.
It's got to be a wonderful feeling making a difference like that.
Oh my God, we were just actually talking in the car. We know there's a lot of bad news right now, and all I could think when I heard the story of the reporter and the camera person who lost their lives was they were doing a job that they worked really hard to get to. It's their dream job, and we have essentially our dream job. I mean, it is incredible. So I honor their lives today by stepping up and not being as stressed about our work. We get to advocate for kids every day. I mean, that is extreme joy. Yeah.
How can people volunteer with your group?
Well, if they want to volunteer, we have different ways. You can actually go onto our website where you can get information, and you can contact us. You can email us and let us know that you're interested. Let us know where you're located, because, like I said, we have sites all over the state, so we can tell you the closest location, or if you want to experience something different, you can go somewhere further out. But just contact us, and we can figure out exactly how you want to get involved. We'll find us and plug you in.
Give me your website address.
Our website is www.projecttransformation.org/Oklahoma.
And is there an email people can contact you at as well?
You can email us at cludden@okumc.org, and that goes directly to me, and I will respond to you as soon as I possibly can.
And you're on social media too?
Oh yeah, Project Transformation Oklahoma. What's our Twitter handle?
Projtran, PROJTRANOK. That's Twitter.
Thank you all very much for joining us today. Again, this is really uplifting. I'm being quite selfish, folks. It's not a stunt. I've just had way too much bad news, and I believe my editors will tolerate me doing this today.